Each object, each piece of furniture, art, when you buy it, it will open your mind to art, to history. When you sell it, you give away the piece, but you still own everything that the piece had taught you. So you still own a little bit of it because intellectually and emotionally, it doesn't go away. So I think this is one of the most important things about being a dealer, being a collector.
Our father died when we were very young. We knew nothing about art, or hardly. Suddenly, we were left alone with no manual to explain. Luckily, we had the team that was working with our father, who was very helpful. We learned very fast. When learning is a matter of survival and not pleasure anymore, then you learn fast.
I guess the biggest change for me, spending so much time here with so many different kinds of artwork, is that I realized that the different disciplines all merge together. So here we try to not differentiate so much between fine art, painting and sculpture, right? And decorative arts, objects, armchairs, carpets. In fact, you can find the same qualities through all of this, and now I don't believe any longer that one art form is more noble than the other.
Each object has its own history and story, but the combination of the objects are a unique moment in time. There's a communication between those pieces, and you're trying to make a harmonious decoration and to put one next to the other and see the balance. So it's quite interesting. And I go around the gallery all the time just to have that feeling.
I see myself more like a hunter. So the excitement is in the hunt, in the discovery. This is what really gives us the adrenaline and the excitement. Then, when the object is ours, we start, the most exciting part is the research. Once I have the feeling that the object has given me everything that I needed to learn from it, at that moment I can let it go. One exception, as long as I haven't found what they are, where they come from. So I have a painting at home, which is monogrammed, PIS, dated, and it's a beautiful painting. And I have never been able to find who PIS is, and it's been with me for the last 30 years. And I cannot sell it.
The study of craftsmanship is something that I find really inspiring. When you look at something, sometimes from a technique that is long forgotten, maybe no one knows how to do this thing anymore, that's really kind of jaw-dropping. I feel that people are very sensitive to this today. There is a renewed attention to detail, to techniques. You know, sometimes you think, okay, how long must this have taken for the goldsmith or for the cabinet maker to realize this object? Because today we live in a world of fast consumption and perhaps at sometimes getting accustomed to lower quality standard as a trade for quantity to make things easier in our day-to-day life. And here it's the opposite. You look at things that maybe took years to be made for one owner, chessboards that perhaps were never meant to really be played, but every detail is perfect. Sometimes when you take the time to look at this, it's quite a beautiful, emotional moment.
In the last years, contemporary art has taken over a huge space in the art world, and antiques, a small portion, but there is a great renewal of interest that started a couple of years ago and that we can feel in fields that have been kind of neglected for some years. And so I'm very optimistic for the future of a great renewal of interest in what the last 2,000 years offers against the last 20 years.
My challenge is always to be the best possible ambassador for the objects that we have for sale. I always want to project curiosity to our audience. And if I'm able to give a visit to, a young person, someone in their 20s or 30s, whether or not they are a potential customer or a student or just someone who comes from the street, if I'm able to multiply the amount of time and attention that they spend on those artworks, I take it as a little victory. So my challenge is always to make sure the most amount of people care about those objects, because the worst thing, the thing that really breaks my heart, is the idea that something can survive throughout history all the way to now because people have protected it, right, generation after generation, and that today, for some reason, people wouldn't care about it. I find this thought kind of upsetting, and it's a shame, so I'm always trying to think, okay, there's always something interesting to say or to look at about any single object in this gallery. I just have to find the right way to explain it to the right person. So it's all up to me. The object is great, whatever happens. It's my job to figure out how to talk about it as best I can to make sure people are interested.